Welcome to the Brothers and Sisters podcast. This is what's coming up next, so stay tuned.
You know what, guys? Here's a revolutionary thought. You know, girls like sex too, and sometimes we don't even want to be in a relationship with you. Sometimes we want you to go home because we got what we need.
Where those girls at?
This week's episode, this week's saga with the brothers and sisters. Today is Thursday, June 24th, 2021. We're coming from Baltimore, Bound Brook, New Jersey, Dover, and LA with today's special guest, Naeem Jawan, formerly known as Spank Rock. Still, to some of us, Naeem. Does that work, man?
Naeem, man.
Naeem. That's right. Yeah. Naeem. Ecstatic to have him on. We're gonna, obviously, per usual, we'll interview him at the end of the podcast, talk a little bit about Pride, talk a little bit about his journey in the industry, what led him to where he is today, and so forth. Today, we're gonna try to keep it light because we're old and we want to get to bed early. So 3 topics have become 2. Nicole Epps is going to lead a discussion.
I'm going to lead a discussion on Juve.
Juve, I'm sorry.
Juve, which is from French, from
one of
the most beautiful countries in the world, Trinidad and Tobago.
At St. Francis, we have a Father Jobert house. He was like one of the dudes that helped the Oblates get started, and it's kind of sort of spelled the same way, and he was French, but I gotta get the pronunciation down, Juve. And then we're gonna talk about the unfortunate divorce of Carmelo Anthony and his wife Lala, with an I asked a question of when is fidelity, when is there too much infidelity? I think that's really what it is. And then we'll get to, well, there's some infidelity. I would think any infidelity would be too much, but
I mean, you said too much, and I was like,
some is disrespectful though.
If infidelity is disrespectful, if the person who you're with doesn't want it to happen, so
I feel like though there's certain relationships where it's expected, right? Like you it's there like quid pro quo, like just be neat about it.
Yeah.
So
wrap it up and don't make kids. And I will send your money.
Don't come inside your side women and have children.
So as you can see from the excitement, it looks like we're going to lead off with Mello and Lala. Picking up from your last point, yeah, the kids are what killed Mello. I guess for people who need background, we'll give the audience background. Lala Anthony, I remember her being an MTV VJ, which has a shelf life. And then she married Carmelo Anthony, and now I've heard her described as, the best friend to the stars. She actually got to the bottom of this latest infidelity, this latest scandal, through, I guess, Kim Kardashian's private investigator. You guys check me if I'm wrong, but I'm reading about it. It's pretty sure what it is.
I wonder if J-Lo gave Kim that investigator when she was looking up A-Rod.
There we go. Guy, this guy or gal who's a PI must be very good at what they do. Anyway.
Is it that hard in like social media when everybody has a cell phone though?
I mean, everybody tells on themselves. You don't have to be a private investigator.
Yeah, eventually someone's probably going to just slip up.
So Carmelo Anthony, we all know, future NBA Hall of Famer. Adopted Baltimorean. I think he was actually born in Red Hook, but he's from West Baltimore. There's Sean. There we go. As I was saying, he was adopted West Baltimorean. Has had 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 occasions at the least where he has stepped out on his wife in their marriage of 11 years. Mm-hmm. The most, I guess, vocal ones being the whole families that he had on the side. One with a young woman in Chicago who's a Northwestern grad who we met. I actually like her.
Good for her.
She's solid. If you guys see, like, she's real smart and like she's solid. And this latest woman is, you know, she's in our age bracket. The Northwestern chick is like 25, 26. This woman is 38, and not one, but two kids. She got two. One just happened here.
What's your
Carmelo?
I thought it was twins.
Yes,
Oh, the twins. Maybe that's why it is.
Yeah.
Well, twins too. That makes sense. I just saw two kids. When this happened, I believe the conception was here. And so Carmelo actually arranged to have them sent abroad.
Yeah.
To, I guess, until I don't know what the end game was with that. So maybe you guys can, maybe one of you guys can explain that to me. She wasn't having it.
There's no proactive thinking whenever these things
I heard
occur.
that he missed the abortion appointment or something.
She changed her mind.
Want her to have it.
Yeah, she changed her mind after she wasn't going to accompany her.
Can I just say, if she's 38 and he's however old he is, we're not old enough to wear condoms on a regular basis if we don't want to get divorced.
He got money, he ain't feeling that condom shit.
Okay, but like, let's look at Usher, because you should feel that condom shit.
Yeah.
Okay, because your penis is green now.
We know that he didn't want to get divorced? Right?
What?
Do we even know that he didn't want to get divorced?
He's always shocked after he does something like, oh my God, I had a kid. Oh my God, I got caught, but Lala, I love you. It's tiring.
I don't understand, like, why even get married?
Better
Well,
question.
that's what I was saying. If you had a problem with
People just want a home life and then do the having cake and eating it too.
That's called being selfish. Like,
yeah, but he didn't do that though.
I mean,
100 millionaire.
He can, and I guess he thought he could keep doing it with Lala.
I Chris Rock say a man is only as loyal as his options. Some motherfucker got options.
A man is only as loyal as his options, depending on the kind of man he is. But there are
I'd probably go with that more. Yeah.
That guy.
Araya has something to say. I keep seeing her face like, ooh, get in there.
No, really.
But here's my thing, and I've always said
why
this.
I have no interest in being in a relationship. I don't want to be bothered with that foolishness. Like,
I just want to sleep in my own bed.
If you want options, get out of my house.
But you know, here's my opinion. I think there's certain relationships that like higher income may lead to different options. I think you need to explain that. So if she wants fidelity and he cheated the first or second time, that's not there. So a smart woman has a new prenup. It's a post-nup.
Is it not?
And I would be making money every time you had a kid. So you wouldn't want to have kids because you're giving me millions every single time. So when you want to get in there, you're thinking $5 million, $10 million.
That's the Vanessa Bryant way. And
it sure is.
Unsurprisingly, Lala, best friend to the stars, has gotten very close with her. They're besties now, I guess. I guess my question to all of you guys is, how much infidelity do you put up with in a relationship?
How big is the dick?
Who are you? Where are you from?
Put up with all of it.
You got to put up with all of it?
All of it, yeah.
It's simple. It's like, how good are you in bed? How much money do you make? And how is my life?
And how respectfully do you cheat?
And how respectful are you when you cheat?
So none of us view this as a moral issue.
I mean, it is a moral issue, but I mean, if we're Lala and Carmelo, we're not entering it thinking like he's going to be home every night being faithful.
Yeah, everybody.
People are listening to this podcast and know that they have men who have 15 side pieces, and lots of people in Baltimore, actually, New Jersey right now, have their main family, their side family, and the oops.
Yeah.
So let's not all be like, oh my God, I can't believe she put up with it. There are tons of relationships putting up with infidelity.
I know a lot of women who are like,
the post office with two families.
Yeah, and I know a lot of women who are like, look, chances are I'm gonna get cheated on anyway. I might as well capitalize on my pain and marry someone who, at least, my kid will have a great life. I'll have a great life. I mean, it's better if you're gonna get cheated on. I guess for some people, it's better to get cheated on by Carmelo Anthony than the guy that looks at,
Fuck with the bitch that hated that, or you gonna cry in this Toyota or this Maybach?
Yeah. So it seems like
crying.
it seems like
I'm crying.
I just hope she gets her money.
well, so there's no prenup.
So there she goes. I hope she has, what's her name? Lauren Wasserman. I hope she takes this man for everything and she dries her tears in a Rolls Royce. That's what I hope.
There is no prenup. There's no prenup. That's one thing. But I think when in discussing this with some of the women in my family, I think it gets to the point where now that she's kind of sort of as this friend to the stars, she's got an opportunity to kind of sort of make her own way where she doesn't necessarily need his last name or doesn't need,
like
his money or whatever. So now she's ready to dip out. Yeah.
Years ago on VH1, what was that show? It was called like Lala's Full Court Life. Like the whole thing was associated with her being Carmelo's wife and shit. I think she's grown past that now. She's an actress. She's got acting, yada yada. So who knows?
Yeah.
So whatever happened to escorts? Like why he had to get all these like real people involved? Why couldn't he just like?
Why
not
safer?
Well, no, I'm saying because it's like
no one's getting hurt. Like none of the outside people are getting hurt.
That's it.
If you got money, you get to buy like really expensive professional escorts, right? Not like rolling up outside of the club and like picking somebody up on the street. It's like why didn't he just do that? That's the safest way because escorts are super safe anyway. They know how to be safe sexually because it's their business, it's their job.
And they don't want to be in a relationship with you with the guy chances.
Exactly.
What about them? What about the ones that told on Little Baby though? They was professional. I mean,
I think they were like porn stars though, right? I ain't the difference.
Yeah, but they do escort work. They're escorting.
There might have been a benefit to telling on him. I don't know. Did they get money out of it somehow?
No, I think they just fucked a famous guy and couldn't help themselves with letting the world know that they did this shit.
Because
Well, that's his fault for not getting him to sign it.
He paid him. He paid him and they told anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You pay them not to tell, but they fucking told. They should be.
Well, they should call it Derek Jeter because you get an NDA and a gift back.
There you
and
go.
And people aren't right. That's what you should get. Before we do, was it like Chappelle's show? Sign it.
So, so as a former athlete, here's what I do know. Okay. There is quite literally a list. These are the people you fuck with. These are the ones you don't. It's quite literally a list. These are the people that are acceptable. If they don't pass the background check of a particular team that you play for, they don't get no burn. If they outside of that, that's your fault. But there's a section even at basketball games. If you sit at a basketball game, you look around, oh, there's the A team.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear. It ain't hard. Right? So all he has to do is fuck with the team bitches. Why you gotta be outside? Why you gotta go?
He wants to pay them.
Because maybe he didn't want what everybody else had. He thought he was keeping a special secret. And she just
that's the thing.
Dude, that secret ain't gonna be kept. That's 2 kids. How long you gonna keep it? You ain't Johnny Cochran?
Yeah. Everybody's looking for job security.
It's just a mess. I'm just like, this is an eat the popcorn situation for me. Like, y'all just.
But you know,
that's what y'all do.
To me, honestly, I don't even care. It doesn't even
team
matter.
cheat.
Team Mellow.
You team cheater. You team get away. I don't have it. Okay, maybe I'm different because I have loyalty to what is
I like
right.
Don't get me wrong.
No, I think if you make a commitment,
right.
you own your commitment. And if you can't keep a commitment, then you shouldn't be in it.
Can we?
Can't keep a commitment. You should
No, it's not about vibes, okay? Because vibes, you relying on her to just assume something, then that's like.
Yes, what are you, a dummy?
No, but that's still, you're a liar.
Are we
comfortable? Why should you assume
you're going to get cheated?
Yeah, that's.
Hold
I feel like that's.
Oh, Ray, go ahead. What were you saying?
That's like, I'm sorry.
I was
Very
just
low
saying,
vibe
when she what she was saying about vibes, I was saying catch the vibe. Why should you catch the vibe to assume that you're going to be cheated on or mistreated? You shouldn't have to catch that vibe. You should just tell me, listen, I got a history.
And if you're the person that
I just feel like as an adult female married player, you should know that.
But don't you want to like catch the? This is my problem with cheater men in general, is they love to cheat. but they don't want their wives to cheat. And that's where the disconnect for me.
I disagree with that. I'm not saying
that too.
Yeah, like if you want to be free and do this, but like you love me, but you can't keep your it in your pants, then you should be okay if I also connect with the pool boy and my trainer, not you, coach, and other people, right?
Yeah, but
he's very faithful to his wife. I'm saying other not so faithful trainers. Like, so what is the problem? That I don't get.
Was he not okay?
Because the men feel like they're paying or affording everything, so they don't want. I get it. I get it.
And
the man feel like you cheat, the woman should also be able to do the same thing. But not these days. They don't feel that way.
Yeah, because men
it's
don't.
Like I paid you enough to sit your ass in here. You don't even have to do no dishes. You got a cleaning lady. Don't cheat on me while I'm out here cheating.
That is just that's not
the,
like what is the point of even getting married? Like that's just stupid. Like just don't do it. Like if you run around and act like you're single,
there's a whole set of women who be lining up for that kind of security, at least financially. I don't know if it's emotional security, but it's financial.
You need to talk about it. You gotta lay it all out on the table at the beginning and don't assume things, because I mean there are contracts that
girl crying at Maybach.
No. We're not.
Okay, I got a question.
Most women that I know who want a genuine, meaningful marriage where there's not going to be any infidelity, they're like an athlete. Ew, no, they're disgusting.
Yeah, because they know better.
Yeah, because athletes are gross.
So why not the ones who marry them?
No, we are not. Thank you.
I would like to add a question. Why aren't men mature enough to deal with a woman that will like go out and have sex with like other people? If they feel like they can do it, like why aren't they mature enough?
Because they're emotional babies.
No. Let the men answer that. Let the men answer that.
If you're one of those dudes who ask a question like, if you get cheated on, like if you asking these questions like, how does he fuck you? Is his dick bigger than mine? If you like on that shit, and no, you're not gonna be qualified for that shit. Like you can't care about that shit. If she's gonna, you know what I mean, like that level of insecurity, they're not gonna be able to deal with it.
It also depends upon the parameters of the relationship. For me, to be Martin Moral here, as somebody who doesn't cheat,
Martin Moral.
If you're in a relationship and like you're expecting like fidelity, like you gotta expect what you want from the other person, right? So if you're not gonna cheat, it's only faith. Like I would be the easiest person to cheat on. Because I'm not even checking for it. I'm like, that's got to be a baseline.
And you always say, Quasi, stop saying that.
You're messy, Quasi. That's why, because you will forget.
I would
leave your phone everywhere.
I'm not checking for cheating. Like, if I find out there's cheating, then like it's not even really that big a deal because the relationship.
That's how it should be, though.
Yeah, the relationship.
I feel like you're already over if you're suspicious and looking through one another's phone.
Absolutely.
I will never check a phone or email or any of that nonsense.
I don't have that kind of phone.
I don't have the time. The only phone I'm checking is a 12-year-old's phone and making sure she's not on the internet. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not looking through any phones. I'm not doing anything. If I'm supposed to find out about something, I will find out. It always
See, my thought is this. I'm old enough now where when I was young, I did so much dirt. Shit don't even matter now, dude. We done built too much stuff together. Okay, big whoop. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Different. You know, I know it's not going to change the status of my relationship. You know, it is what it is. But
so if you found out Doc Sellers was stepping out on you, guys would work through it?
What I'm going to do? I can't undo it. I can't unfuck it. I mean,
does the length of time matter though? Does the length of time matter? Because I feel like sometimes people can forgive if it's like less than 6 months. But what if she had a situationship for 5 years?
Oh, I see where you're going with that. Yeah,
the 15 years that we done built, I ain't. You know what I mean? It out of this thing is feet first. That's it. You know, that's
magnanimous. I didn't see that one coming, sir.
I think that's the old Martin Lawrence adage. It's cheaper to keep her.
Yeah, dude. It's too much. It's and then in 2021, listen to the bullshit y'all are dealing with right now, right?
Boom.
Listen to the shit y'all are talking about right now. True. Can't find a man, can't get a man. They all cheat.
No. Clarify that. We can. We just don't want what's out there.
The ones that are available are just not.
Because it's the island of misfit toys out here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most women could be married. It's not that men don't want to be with them. We don't want to be with the men that are available.
So do that. Why? Why not?
Why? Because sometimes you look at a man and you say to yourself, you know what would be better? Sleeping in my own bed, not even trying to pretend to listen to you.
Why?
Yeah.
Because you're awful.
Okay, why?
I know for me, I have a very peaceful, chill, great, calm life.
Yeah.
If you can't add to that, what value do you have? Go away.
I also feel like I'm very busy.
Okay.
So you need to make it worth my time to slow down for you.
So in other words,
that's another thing.
So in other words,
slowing down.
Already come into being tilted towards you.
No, you need to come in and make it worth our while. I think every woman who's on this Zoom right now is a quality woman who's intelligent, who handles their business, is independent. They want a man. They don't need a man. And that's the difference. But I will say, wait, coach, let me finish. No, let me finish.
We dig it.
Because we have these conversations. Wanting and needing are two very different things.
Absolutely.
And so I think a lot of people, I'm not saying that's you, but a lot of people will settle to say they have someone. And I think it takes true courage to say, I'd rather be by myself. Because you know what? Honestly, real talk, I could be very happy by myself. I enjoy myself. And men are icing at this point for me. You're icing. So I don't have time. I have a kid. I do not have time to be building you up and doing all that stuff. So if we invest, we're going to invest. And you got to show me it's worth investing.
Sometimes a man is another kid.
So you know what, guys? Here's a revolutionary thought. You know, girls like sex too. And sometimes we don't even want to be in a relationship with you. Sometimes we want you to go home because we got what we need.
Where those girls at?
Everywhere. They're everywhere. I promise you.
I wonder. You know, I listen to women and my clients complain all the time about the same shit, right? About the men this, about the men that. And one of my clients the other day said something profound. She said that she was raised by her single mother and said you have to be independent. No, you have to be self-sufficient. Independent means you don't need anyone. Being self-sufficient means you can provide for yourself. We're not made as human beings to be independent of other people. I think I said something right there. I'm gonna keep going.
I agree with that. We're naturally gregarious.
You can
get like you want like an anonymous enemy.
Right. It's like that.
But
you can get support in so many ways without having a relationship. Like
positively.
I just feel like that people use the word independent to pull down. I think the definitions are very, very similar, right? You can be independent and want to have companionship. Companionship is a beautiful thing, okay? And you may, not everybody's meant to be married. You can have a long-term relationship. You can have a short-term relationship that is just as meaningful. Yep. But I personally, as my face shows, have a problem when people say, "Oh, you're too independent," or "You're too this." No, it's not. And I'll tell you another thing. I don't know if it's this kind of podcast, but here we are, and I'm tired. But you know what? There are some times where, no offense, we all have our own baggage. We come with our own things. Like maybe we don't want to be caretakers.
Yeah,
that's the reality of the situation. You know what? Maybe I'm not here to deal with every little thing you have. And I know you're going to say something like it's a relationship and it goes both ways. And you know what? I'm sorry. I think a lot of the heavy lifting when I talk to my girlfriends and you know, my family, it's the girls who are doing the heavy lifting. It's the women who are holding up, sustaining, and at the same time, you know, almost being told that they need to dim their light because, oh no, heaven forbid, you should have too much. So sometimes, ladies, if you're listening to this podcast and it's too much work, get yourself the wand, the vibrator, take care of yourself, be good, and keep it moving.
It sounds like a six-time paradigm.
Naeem, I know you want to jump in.
Come on.
Yeah,
when I was asking Naeem about this, he was like, you got 3 men and 2 women. I'm like, you're able to cover. You see why we have it now.
Yeah, I love the balance in this room. You're right.
Yeah.
But I'm really getting a kick out of just listening to the heteros go crazy about how they can't figure out how to be compatible with one another. You know, I think that like heterosexual relationships are such a mess.
Checked out. I don't care.
And I think it's because
they don't think it's because what? What do you think it is?
And I think it's because you guys are still dealing with these like very traditional gender roles that need to be broken down before you can actually figure out what it means to be in a supportive relationship.
For sure.
That's what it's supposed to be. It's a supportive relationship.
You can't break past that balance of the sexist shit with people. Everybody's got some level of distrust because you're on the other fucking team.
No, not necessarily. No, I mean, it's a small percentage, but I am one of those women that has.
You trust these niggas out here?
There are men that I know who are trustworthy.
Where are they at?
I'm looking for one who is not my friend. If I could find one who I have romantic feelings for.
Why?
So I have a ton of guys that I'm friends with. I always have. And so I know that these types of men exist. I know they're great people. But it's like we're too close as friends and I don't have romantic feelings for them. But I know that I can eventually meet someone who is like my friends, who I will also be romantically connected to.
Do you think that you're always going to be attracted?
No, because I don't want to be with any man that I wouldn't want to be hanging out with all the time anyway.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't want to hang out.
You have to be my friend. You got to be my boy. Like, we got to be homies. I want to be with a guy who's like, actually, I'd rather hang out with Autumn.
I don't want to be with me no more because we were too friends or too homies.
That's, I mean, well, different.
Wait, Autumn, you really want them to be hanging out with you all the time? Because I get real bored when I see you on the couch all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
I can't deal with it. It just annoys me.
You know, if I want to go to the movies, you want to lay on the couch. All right, I'll see you when I get back. Yeah, I'm cool with it. But I know when I talk to people, everyone says that I'm very different. That's a word that people use a lot to describe me. But yeah, if a relationship's not going to be like super chill, no bullshit. I mean, there's going to be a little bullshit here and there. But if it's not a super chill vibe and I'm with a guy that, you know, okay, we're really good friends. We already have a friendship established. And now we have other feelings for each other. If it's not like that, then what's the point? It's a headache. For me, at least.
How honest are we willing to be with ourselves as far as the topic, which was infidelity, which actually was Mellow and Lala. I went to infidelity. It just went to now relationships between men and women in general. Are we cheaters? Are people comfortable revealing whether they cheated before or not?
Some people are cheaters. They definitely are. I'm not.
I cheat all the time.
I heard I cheat all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not a cheater.
I'm not a cheater. If I have to cheat, I break up with you.
Exactly. I would rather leave a person than cheat on them.
Just sex?
Just sex? What?
Cheating just sex?
I think a couple needs to determine what they qualify as cheating. What they qualify as cheating. It's different for different people.
I think the rules are different in every relationship because some people are willing to accept things that other people are not.
Yeah, and I know some women who
feel like you can have a conversation in the beginning, and you know, I feel like if you're honest enough, you should be able to have a conversation that says, "Hey, babe, listen, I really dig you, but you know, like occasionally, I got this little thing I like to do." And you can say you want to accept it or you don't want to accept it. And it's totally up to you. But I feel like if you lay the foundation, you give the guideline and you say, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really dig you, but occasionally I like to find out what else is going on. Are you gonna let me? I'm gonna give you room to do the same thing because I'm fair. And you should be able to say,
that shit.
Well, that's the problem.
I agree with
a lot of
that.
people. A lot of people are weak and manipulative, and they will do anything to get what they want and keep what they want and keep people in the dark.
Even before expressing it,
they
feel like in their mind that it's gonna fuck up whatever type of dynamic they have with you, they're not gonna do the shit.
So they care more about themselves than you. You don't care about the person.
Remember,
that's
not true. That's not human beings. Okay, maybe I'm sorry. Like this is another reason why.
I think there are more selfish motherfuckers than selfless.
Exactly.
Wait, but can I tell you? Can I say also this? Like dating is about discovery. So I think a lot of times people throw the words like cheating and stuff. You are not together. Okay, he or she can be at your house 5 days a week. You can be hanging out, doing all these things, but until you have a conversation, the reality is he or she, he, you, whatever, they could be dating other people on those days of the week when you're not there. And you have to be open to that and own that. And if you want to lock it down, then it's exactly what you said. Then you need to have the conversation and say, this is what I need. This is whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't want to have the conversation, live in limbo. I know Quasi, I know you're looking at me. Live in limbo, but live in limbo with your own deadlines.
Find somebody who's just like you. Find somebody who's just as messy as you, and y'all could be messy together and have y'all mess. But if you're dating a person with integrity and you know you don't have any, leave them alone.
I was gonna say, if you're dating a person with integrity and you don't have none, that ain't your person.
Exactly.
And you know, my dad used to say, if you're confused, then you know
y'all could just fuck each other over, and you know.
Not jump in when you can. You see this group that's no decorum.
I was gonna say that I was kind of throwing out a little joke to say I cheat all the time, but actually it is just an open relationship. So it's like that's not really considered cheating it because there's rules, right?
Yeah. What are the rules? Share the rules.
Yeah.
The rules. One, be safe, right?
That's good.
Like always be safe sexually, that be very responsible. And I'm like a little bit jealous, so I kind of like don't want to know what's going on. But then at the same time, like sometimes I have to share like, you know, like what I've done, which is like frustrating. But the thing is that you basically, if you want to see your partner comfortable and happy around you, then you have to provide them what gives them comfort and happiness, right? So it's like, we just figured out a way to be able to like be together for 13 years and live together, you know, and be able to still understand that like human sexuality is extremely complicated. And if you're going to, you know, push people in these really tight religious, you know, religiously based ideas of like commitment, or do you think that like being in a relationship means that you possess another person, that they're your possession? Then that's where you go wrong. So I don't really cheat on my partner, but I do get down.
But you both know that, and you're honest about it. You put it out on the table, so nobody's in the dark.
That part.
Exactly. And also I want to say,
because it works for you. Yeah.
I also want to say to you heteros, like I think it's really funny that you think that men
keep on throwing that pejorative out there,
want to cheat more than women, because like I have so many male friends who are like so, you know, quiet and wouldn't cheat at all, and I have so many female friends who are all about to have like really bold sexualities. So like, I don't know. I think you're kind of you're placing people in these gender roles that aren't really true.
That's true.
You know, and when you keep talking about the issue.
No, they cheat. They definitely cheat.
Shit,
but the cheaters, I feel like if you are a person that wants to be in a relationship, but you also want to, you know, do things outside of your relationship, then you should find a person who is okay with that.
Yeah.
Don't put that on somebody who doesn't care.
But I'm telling you, there's so many people who are no, it's not even a swingers thing. It's just two people like what Nicole and I were talking about, like these people who are ethically non-monogamous. And they put it out there.
Yeah, but I'm saying you need to seek out a support group or find an app where these niggas are at, because you can't just find them walking around.
I mean, you never know. That's why people date. You just never know who you're gonna meet and who you're gonna vibe with and who's gonna
have a conversation.
Like everybody has someone out there that they can date and be in a relationship with who is gonna accept them truthfully as they are.
Nope.
Mine died in
You
COVID.
have to be willing to be truthful about your stuff, though.
Yeah,
you can't be the person.
A lot of men don't realize how disarming being truthful is, and how much women will respect that, and vice versa. Like, you can be more honest about who you are. You never know who's going to be like, you know what? I respect that.
I think
and
that also comes with age.
I like you.
That comes with age and wisdom also. I feel like the older you get, the less fronting that you do, because A, you don't have the patience, and B, you're more comfortable and secure with who you are. Walter, I think Obviously, Naeem, you were profound. The ladies, I kind of sort of expected where they were coming from because I know them. Walter, I think you shocked me the most. I like to be on this moral high ground akin to where Autumn is. I'm trying to reach where she is.
Don't. I'm a weirdo.
What are the rest of us, like the devil spawn?
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. Yeah, I know my friends are okay with that.
Not at all. Well, Walter, I'm actually shocked. Like, so
I did so much. You were in a relationship. I did so much work when I was younger. It doesn't even matter, dude. That's just karma. It don't even matter.
I'm glad you know it's karma and you're okay with it. Because a lot of men don't want karma. They feel like they don't deserve it. They get so upset when they have daughters. And it's like, okay. I hope it's gorgeous. And I hope she does everything to piss you off and make you cry. You got a badass little girl.
Like if it's just what Babyface and Pebbles, right? They had this song "Love Makes Things Happen," right? It was never about them leaving their significant other. It was about the fact that the time and the space that they were at and the time that they shared, like Sean said, with the vibe. When somebody's there, the shit, it goes down. It happens. The key is, are you able to minimize or take yourself out of that position? So for me, I know I can't be gambling, alcohol, and have pretty girls in the room at the same time. So I don't put myself in a position where I'm going to be in that situation, right?
Those sound like some advice. Yeah.
I know where I can fail.
Right, which is why he stays away from it, because he wants.
So I'm not going to put myself in a position where I can fail, and that's
right.
So,
right, and that's maturity.
That's what I'm talking. Can we go back to Melo real quick though?
Sure. I don't know how we got
fail. You think they're too big to fail? Got $100 million. What the fuck she going? Where's she gonna go?
But did he really fail? Because I mean, he still got all his other little families and stuff. He still gets to do what he wants to do.
He's too big to fail.
So yeah, Melo should be all right.
Yeah, Melo's be fine.
Yeah, there's no feeling sorry for Melo.
I don't think. I guess we're wrapping a bow on this as we come up on 40 minutes.
So I'm gonna tell you real quick, throw it in there real quick. You know,
like Melo.
The most the most ideal relationship that I'd ever thought that I saw was Bill and Melinda Gates, and then we found out that Bill was a fucking floozy.
He's good, yeah. They had an arrangement, right? They had what Araya was talking about, a conversation where like,
that's
I
right.
have a girlfriend, I go to. Actually, it was even more specific than that. They had specific spots that he wanted to go with the girlfriend with, right?
Right.
Specific vacation spots that that drummed up memories or whatever. And Melinda was cool with that. I think the Jeffrey Epstein affiliation kind of sort of.
That should be a deal breaker.
So Warren Buffett gave away $4 billion and he stepped down from that foundation. I think Jeffrey Epstein is persona non grata amongst
as he should be.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be a groomer. You know?
Yeah. He might be a groomer or he is a groomer.
I'm gonna go with this.
Leaning towards
I work in this field. They don't just happen to find each other at all.
You gotta have your day in court. We never really got to the bottom.
Give me a break, okay? Give me a break. I work on this every single day. There are no one just hops and falls into pedophilia. No one does. I'm sorry.
Right.
They don't hop and fall. You know, you don't have conversations like, hey, I'm gonna go to Starbucks and maybe pick up a 13-year-old. No. They know what they're doing. You're tested before you get into that.
You do if they're claiming it as a sexual orientation.
No, I don't proclaim it as a sexual orientation.
No, I don't. But it's being grouped in.
I'm gonna have post-traumatic stress.
Inclusive orientation now.
Where you like, you like younger.
You mean the NAMBY, the National Association of Man Boy Love?
You can't do that. It's a crime. Sexual orientation is, pedophilia and ephebophilia are
completely different.
And not every
miscegenation was a crime at one point too, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to get off this podcast if we go down that road. I'm serious. I'm so serious.
I know how you.
It's not a joke to me.
I know how you feel, World Childhood Foundation, Nicole. We're just saying.
Did you see my blood pressure just spiked on my garment?
Yes, I think Jeffrey Epstein was persona non grata amongst that sect. But it's 10:35 now, and on that note, we should probably end this segment at a whole 40 minutes. Although we can continue talking.
Oh, that one can run.
Clearly.
That dog